I'm trying to do the review now. Silence, I am trying to review this movie. Greetings, the wheel of the internet. I am the great Matthew Squeak, and welcome to Squirrel Talk at the Movies. It's time for good friends to become bitter rivals as everyone in the world has to pick a side. Are you for Team Captain America or Team Iron Man? But the most important question of all is the latest Marvel movie a blockbuster hit or a complete miss? So grab your iron suits and patriotic shields and let's have a look at Captain America: Civil War. The characters. If you have not at least seen some of these Marvel characters, you must have been living under a rock for the past years. Rogers is the American hero that wants to stand up for what is right even when everything else seems to point to otherwise. He's being forced to make tough decisions in the name of his friends, and he will stand up for them no matter what. And it is admirable, and we can definitely understand his point of view. While Tony Stark, after going through much turmoil in the past movies, has opted for a more controlled existence, making the Avengers accountable for their actions. He may technically be one of the antagonists, but we're able to sympathize with his point of view. One of the new characters worth mentioning is Black Panther. They do so much to make this guy awesome, but manage to keep so much about this guy in the dark, keeping him a mystery as he gears up for a movie of his own. And then there's Spider-Man, finally swinging into the Marvel Universe. If you don't know the story of Spider-Man, you've been under a rock even longer than I thought. After seeing him in the trailer, I had assumed that was all he was going to do. 1 to 2 lines of dialogue, nothing more than a short cameo. But to my surprise, he was just as enjoyable as the rest, and had a bigger role to play than I had expected. It's not really any bigger or any better than the rest of the secondary Avengers, which is what is good about it. It's a fair share of the movie, and not a cameo stapled in at the last second. I greatly enjoyed all of these Marvel characters. They're about the same as they were in all of their other movies, so if you enjoy them, you will continue to enjoy them here, as they are all meshed together. The plot. After the latest mission ends in a disaster, the nations of the world decide it's time for the Avengers to be put in check, under rules, guidelines, and overseen by the United Nations. This does not sit well with Captain America, who sees this as a high-powered government with agendas trying to take control. And with tensions already clear through the rest of the series, these two titans butt heads, calling in favors and allies from all over, all while a mysterious figure seems to be pulling strings on the sidelines. This story is great. It's easy to see where the two sides are coming from, and why everyone chose the side that they did. It was action-packed, and even the quiet moments were intriguing. It's a movie that is easy to get lost in. Design. I hate shaky cameras. It causes me to suffer from the motion sicknesses. Granted, it was only extremely shaky at one sequence, and the rest either toned it down, or by that time my eyes had gotten used to it. Other than that, we visited several parts of the world. Although the scene changes were a little dull, with plain simple white letters telling us where we were, however, the action sequences were excellent. I enjoyed every single one, including the one where they shook the camera too much. The suits, the costumes look amazing, a very eye-pleasing movie. Overall... Oh, not this again. People, my loyal subjects. Those for Team Iron Man, those for Captain America, we all came together to see a Marvel movie. A Marvel movie that had all our favorite characters, except Thor, and blew our expectations. Even if our favorite heroes, except Thor, are violently fighting each other in the name of their beliefs, isn't what matters that we got to see an awesome hero movie that may be better than any other prior? So my loyal subjects, put down your hatred for one another and come together and see an amazing movie.
He's for Team Captain America.
That is not what I was implying. Get back, get back, get back! And now for a moment with previews. It's big. It's flashy. I don't know. Maybe I'm not much of an X-Men fan. I do not know much about the Doctor Strange, aside from an episode of The Amazing Spider-Man, but this looks trippy and kind of cool. Looking forward to it. Disney is at it once again, this time giving us a prequel. We see the construction of the Death Star and the legendary team Rogue One. This may actually be kind of fun. Looking forward to it. With that, I am the Great Matthew Squeak, and this is Squirrel Talk at the Movies. I thank my loyal subjects for watching. You are now free to like and subscribe under your own free will, and if you are feeling especially generous, you may donate to my Patreon.